So she's gonna take a few pictures wearing her.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
That traffic.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BYU News. 2 women are reportedly suing LeBron and Wanda.
It was fire. You know, I was listening off in the cut.
So
Yes, it was fire.
Appreciate you very, very much. Man,
Miss Robin,
I don't, I could.
I listened to the whole show. You know I'm paying attention.
So,
What's up, good brother?
Yes, indeed.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Same here.
Nice fire record. Hey, sweetheart.
Thank you.
All right. All right. The studio has been delivered unto me. Warren G just played his new record.
So, did you shoot your shot?
Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to run an out route for me.
What you need me to do?
I'm just saying, cause right now I'm working, man. But Andy, I need you to run. I need you to run the scissor route. Uncle Zodarius is comedy. All right. All right. How am I gonna do this? How about that? Let's see.
5 North between Highway 133 and Ball Road remains heavy.
Terrible.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered teacher-led learning
Let's see.
projects.
This way.
Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
That's terrible.
With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. October
There we
marks
go.
the third anniversary of Mark Ridley Thomas's indictment and suspension from the Los Angeles
I got
City
it. I'm
Council.
good.
Recently, I authored an op-ed about various media actors who continue to abdicate their
There we go.
responsibility to report
We
the
good.
truth in Dr. Ridley Thomas's case. I invite you to read the piece on our KBLA 1580 website. Following months of filings, MRT's appeal is finally set for oral argument on November 21st at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals. A 3-judge panel will hear and weigh the arguments of government prosecutors and MRT's appellate counsel. They will decide whether prosecutors in the United States Attorney's Office properly interpreted and followed the law, whether the district court judge erred in deciding critical issues of law in ways that prejudiced the trial outcome and denied MRT a fair trial, and whether the verdict in the case should be overturned or whether the case should be remanded back to the district court for a new trial. MRT is seeking an outright reversal of the verdict. I have maintained all along that the U.S. Attorney's Office exaggerated claims of corruption in this particular case. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Indeed,
But I don't think
the
so.
U.S. Supreme Court recently delivered a ruling in a case called Snyder that will have major ripple effects on the anti-corruption.
Tis the
landscape.
time. Everybody hit the like button. This gonna be a crazy topic. I'm telling y'all.
If there is no exchange for an official act, the legal statute does
Andy.
not apply to gratuities
Andy.
or gifts absent a quid pro quo agreement
Andy.
between the two parties.
You gotta run that route.
MRT never received monies, and no such exchange was ever proven in the government's case against him. I would think that the Ninth Circuit Court has all the runway it needs to rule in MRT's favor following the hearing next month. Ironically, next month is also MRT's 70th birthday, which means that he has spent most of his adult life in love and service to this community. It would be tragic for another court
Come
to
on.
miss an opportunity to correct the public record in a case that should never have been brought forward in the first place. MRT cannot get these lost years back, but justice delayed does not have to be justice denied. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Yeah. All right, we should be good.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly
What up, everybody? Please get in here. Hit the like
I
button.
need to hit his side of the story.
We about to get it started. I don't want to touch the damn camera. What up? The voice of reason back in the building. You know what it is. 1-800-920-1580. That's the number to dial. 1-800-920-1580. Get in here. Andy. Damn phone.
Hey, I'm Alexandra Herbushka, founder of Life with Herpes. Okay, today we're going to talk about how to disclose to someone after you've slept with them. Let's get right to it and let's talk about not disclosing you have herpes and how to disclose to the person after you've slept with them. All right. So first of all, I want to talk about the importance of disclosing. There's a lot of times that doctors will say, well, you don't really need to disclose. Everyone has it. Or, you know, unless you're having an outbreak, you're really only at risk. Well, that's not totally true. There's this thing called asymptomatic shedding. I do go into that in other videos, so you can go check those out. But you definitely want to disclose. And the reason why it's really important to me and why I feel it's personally important to disclose is because we never know where this relationship is going to go. It may start off as a one-night stand, and you may end up marrying the person, right? And at that point, you're like, ooh, how do I disclose this one, right? In my experience, I came from the mortgage industry, and I went through a lot of people's files and things like that. And every now and then, they wouldn't necessarily tell us the full picture, or they might lie about something. And what I learned is the truth always came out. By the time the home closed, the truth came out. Where the monies came from, wherever it was. So I like to use that same analogy to dating. So by telling or not telling somebody you have herpes, eventually that truth is going to come out. So that's, again, the importance of disclosing. And also, you just don't want to have that knot in your tummy. Like, oh, what happens? Okay, I think we got that clear, right? The importance of disclosing. All right, so why is it we don't disclose? That's the next thing that's really important. Why is it we don't disclose we have herpes? Well, it's fear. We are terrified. This is the most terrifying thing we could ever think of, is disclosing or admitting or confessing, or we did something wrong, we are a bad person, we messed up, I have herpes, right? It is, I don't want to feel that extreme pain of rejection, or I don't want to be viewed of as whatever my worst nightmare is that associates with someone that has herpes. I don't even want to.
What in the hell is Zoe Williams talking about tonight? You know I'm not afraid of any topic whatsoever. Man, this topic was inspired by someone in my chat room last night. They actually came up with the title of said topic for tonight. And we're not afraid to listen. I've been saying this for the longest. This platform is designed for us to have the difficult topics most of us shy away from having. Nazarene X, that's his moniker in the chat room. He called it, and it's not funny, but it is interesting. He called it the burning bush. An interesting look at STD politics within intimate relationships. And I think it's important that we have the discussion because you have to create, first off, you got to get educated. There's a distinction between an STD and an STI. One is a disease. Diseases typically have no cure. And then there's the STI, an infection. Typically, infections can be cured. But it's a tough conversation, especially after the video we played yesterday about monogamy and the creation of monogamy. And one of the reasons behind why they created monogamy was to kind of put a stop to the rise of STDs. But not only that piece, but then the other piece came out that said many people feel deeply shamed about their status. So even people who don't have an STD or an STI, what tends to happen is they may get in a relationship and not wear a condom. They may get into a relationship, a monogamous relationship, and not wear a condom because they don't want to be judged like, oh, you're wearing a condom, you must have many different options. You must do this with everyone. You know, that's the fear of being judged as loose or something like that. Quite interesting, man. We got questions, of course, and you guys know this is a non-judgmental space. I love having people come in and talk about it. Tonight's topic, the burning bush. An interesting look at STD politics within intimate relationships. When we gonna have a conversation? How do you say it? How many STIs have you had? When is that question ever appropriate? Third, fourth, fifth date? Right before we get down to let's get it on. When do you ask the question? I'm very interested. Because so many people are turned off by those sexual kind of questions. Like, how you know you're gonna get some anyway? I'm just saying, when can we have an open, honest discussion about STIs and STDs, your status? Let's make it even easier. When was the last time you had that type of discussion? 1-800-920-1580. Can the societal stigma surrounding STDs be understood as a modern manifestation of collective shame? And how does it impact attachment dynamics within intimate relationships? Well, how does it impact attachment dynamics? Are you saying that the avoidant attachers may not be forthcoming with regards to having a difficult conversation about their STI or STD status? That's a hell of a question. Can the societal stigma surrounding STDs be understood as a modern manifestation of collective shame? And how does it impact attachment dynamics within intimate relationships? 1-800-920-1580. Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Get to your phone lines right now. I want to hear from you. In what ways does the societal narrative around STDs reinforce outdated concepts of purity and shame? And how does this conflict with evolving understandings of human sexuality and relationship ethics? Do you have ethics? If you lie to yourself, you're damn sure gonna lie to me. 1-800-920-1580. If you lie about having somebody else on the side, I'm sure you're gonna lie about your status. 1-800-920-1580. I want to know. You tell me. Does an STD diagnosis alter the spiritual connection between partners in a way that mirrors the karmic consequences described in many of the Eastern philosophies, similar to those like karma in Hinduism and the law of cause and effect in Buddhism? Did I attract somebody with an STD because I have a spiritually transmitted disease? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone. I want to know what you think, because this is deep. When was the last time you had a serious conversation, a tough conversation about sexuality, your partner, your status? How does the concept of trauma bonding, as discussed by Patrick Carnes, affect the decision to remain in or leave a relationship after an STD or STI diagnosis? And is this decision truly based on love or fear? So, boy, these questions. We're going to have a real conversation, right? Huh? What you scared of? You scared of everything. You scared. You don't even want to have a real conversation about your relationship because you feel like it's going to end, because you're anxious, preoccupied. You scared of abandonment. You scared of people running away from you. You don't want to have no real conversation. Right? Most of us are insecurely attached. Let me put another little damper on it. The majority of people, according to the research out here, when we talk about attachment styles, only one of the attachment styles is labeled secure. The other three are labeled insecure attachment styles. So basically 85-90% of people are either anxious, preoccupied, dismissive, avoidant, or fearful, avoidant. Well, let's just throw another scoop of misery onto this ice cream salad. Globally, herpes is estimated at 90% of people on the planet Earth have herpes, one or both types of the herpes simplex. In the United States, that number is 50 to 90% of adults have oral herpes, and 1 in 6 people age 14 to 49 have genital herpes. Ugh. I'm glad I'm not one of them. I mean, I didn't mean to say that. That just came out because I'm egotistical. Okay? I just felt good about myself. Like, whoo, you missed the cut. Listen. But if the numbers are this, don't make me mention the divorce rate numbers. Goodness, insecure attachment, STDs, the divorce rate. Is this what Krishnamurti meant when he said it is no measure of health to be fully integrated into a toxic society? Listen, when I come forward, I'm going to the phone lines because I need to talk to y'all. Do y'all want to talk about it? Let's have this real conversation. Let's get it. Hell nah. Somebody on the line called Bumpy Johnson. Hell, that ain't no real person. Hell nah. Bumpy Johnson is not a real person. It's a real person, all right. Hell nah. Come on, that's Ash. What up, Ash? Thank you. I miss Ash. Be aware of scary cats. This is perfection. Are you guys enjoying the setup? Are y'all? Is the setup right? Do you guys enjoy the questions? Hey, listen, this show ain't shit unless you call in. That's all I got. This show ain't shit without y'all. Come on, Ash. Ash told him the cash mob. Come, I appreciate you, Ashley. This show ain't shit. Ashley, you gotta meet my my niece, Attila. She's in the chat. She's Taurus, just like you. She said $1. Everyone has that. CDC estimates indicate about 20% of the United States population, approximately 1 in 5 people in the US, had an STI on any given day in 2018. Wow. I can't call about the scary cats tonight, but I'm lurking. The scary cats is silly. I love it. Come on, man. Share it live. Let's go. Share it. Let everybody know you in here. In what ways is I love y'all. Hey, brother Zoe, will you go see the Dodger? I'm a Dodger fan like everybody else, brother. We in the World Series. If you don't keep it, this ain't even that. I'm gonna let you live, but this is a radio show.
At some point, most sexually active people will be infected with human papillomavirus, or HPV. There are over 100 types of HPV, and most of the time the body eliminates infections without symptoms. But some strains can pose serious health risks down the line. HPV causes contact infections, which means the virus stays in the cells near the point of infection rather than spreading throughout the whole body. Since HPV is often transmitted through sexual activity, this usually means the cells of the vagina, vulva, penis, anus, mouth, and throat. We can test for HPV in the cells from these areas, but while testing for the virus is scientifically possible, it isn't common. The main reason is that, while there are treatments for the adverse health effects caused by HPV, there's no treatment for the virus itself. So testing for HPV would yield many, many positives. And although most of them won't be cause for concern, there is still no treatment plan for clearing the body of the virus. But there are other good ways to protect yourself from HPV. I'm going to walk through how HPV can cause harm, who's at risk, and how to minimize those risks. The body's immune system is able to eradicate most strains of HPV before they cause any harm, and without people even knowing they've been infected. Certain other strains, like HPV 6 and 11, cause abnormalities in the cells of the infected tissue, which can develop into genital warts. While these are infectious and require treatment, usually with topical creams, wart-causing strains don't create longer-term damage. But another...
I know you don't want to hear it. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. I listen, I got 3 kids. They're all grown now. Now, I guess we should call them 3 adult children that are fully grown. I had these conversations over and over and over again. We had to talk. I wasn't going to shy away from it. And I'm a funny dad. I'm charismatic. I'm articulate. You know, we had a ball talking about it. I had to. Son, can an STD happen in a monogamous relationship? Absolutely. 1-800-920-1580. Can you still be in a relationship if you have an STD? Depends on who you dealing with. Don't ask me that question. Don't interview me. 1-800-920-1580. Is an STD a deal breaker for you guys? Let's go even, let's take it down a notch. Is an STI a deal breaker? 1-800-920-1580. Can a couple get an STD without cheating? How do you get chlamydia if both partners are faithful? What? How can you tell if a man or a woman has an STD? 1-800-920-1580. Is having an STD shameful? Here's the big one. Can I sue my boyfriend or girlfriend for passing on an STD? We got questions. Do you have answers? The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. I don't believe this person's name. I don't believe this is a real person, but I'm going to bring him on. Andy, sniper's ready. Be ready on the sniper side, because I don't believe this is his. Bumpy Johnson from Down Under is on the line. Bumpy Johnson, you're on the air. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? How you doing? Oh, I know who this is. Okay. This is the progenitor of said topic. I know who this is. All right. This Nazarene X. All right. Naz, why did you create this topic, man?
Hey, look, I'm just here to do the Lord's work. I called in to call my good name. It's riveting, and it's a necessary conversation. Pretty much getting straight to the crux of things, I will say, man. It's hard.
No. Hold tight. When I come forward, you're going to break down your politics for how you engage in these discussions. I want to know what your politics are. What's your STD politics when entering a new relationship? Do you guys just get down and don't think about it? When we come forward, we're going to find out from Bumpy Johnson himself. Shannon Egan's, what up? This show about to be bumping. That's dumb as hell. But I need y'all to call. We ain't got a show if you're not calling. Bumpy, I love it. What up? That's what he called himself. That ain't even his name. He from Down Under, Bumpy Johnson. That's crazy. He played too much with that name. Call in, 1-800-920-1580. Would have got here sooner, but I didn't want to be rash. Man, y'all on one tonight. Hey, listen, if you guys want to support me, I'm asking you guys, go either to my Cash App or the Super Chat. We got 99 cents thanks to Ash Smith. She dropped $1 on the Super Chat. Okay? She came in. She tried to persuade you guys to support. But there's a couple of ways to do it. You can go to my Cash App. My Cash App is $ZoWhatNetter. I will get that instantly. I will get that immediately. Or you could do it on the Super Chat. The Super Chat, it goes to the YouTube channel. The Super Chat is $sign down at the bottom of the channel, or at the bottom of the chat. Stay healthy, my friends. Thank you, Keith. $sign down at the bottom of the chat. Give whatever you can, but support. Oh, damn it, the round table. I get so caught up in the topics, man. I got to remember the round table. You guys know the round table is tomorrow. I don't know how. The reason why I've been promoting it online to you guys is because we have a pay-per-view link so you guys can tap in and watch the presentation. So that's tomorrow. And we made it uber inexpensive for everybody to kind of jump in and jump on. Needless to say, it's been really slow. So this is what we're doing tomorrow. We're going to be at live one stream. Of course, I'm going to be doing a presentation. We have a whole PowerPoint presentation lined up for you guys. Yeah. So hopefully you guys will hit that link tonight. Buy your tickets. Get involved. Get involved. Get involved. L.S. Jefferson. Nothing but love and appreciation for the young lady. So appreciative of you. Just love it when you come through. You always come through with love and support, warmth, nurturing. She support pretty much everything that I've done so far this year. Since she's found the show, we're grateful for LS. We're grateful for Attila. We're grateful for Truemonger. We're grateful for Bumpy Johnson, aka Nazarene X. We're grateful for Nzinga. She took a little hiatus from us. I missed her, and now she's back. Nothing but love, 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 love for my sister Nzinga. We love Sister Nikki from the SIP. Tapped in. Do you know how many people talk to me about Nikki from the SIP? I was in the local eatery. Yesterday. I was in a local eatery yesterday. Found this little hole in the wall soul food spot. They got turkey chops. Turkey chops? Yes. Turkey chops. Smothered turkey chops? Yeah. I was up in there standing in line, looking at what I wanted to get, looking at the menu. I hear a voice. Got him. I hear a voice. Brother in the back, he go, Zoe Williams? Voice of reason? I said, yes, sir. He said, hey, man, love your show. Appreciate. Man, that Nikki from the SIP. That Nikki from the SIP. Wisdom, insight. Come on. Y'all don't understand how your phone calls affect people in a positive way. You know, many people are impacted by y'all just as much or maybe even more, you know, than I impact them. I'm sure of it. You guys don't understand. I'm in the role of setup. So I just love the fact that y'all tap in. If I missed anybody's names, just know everybody, man, what's Reverend L? Help me name them, y'all. Of course, Reggie. My God, Reggie. People love Reggie. Heru Ali. Man, I'm telling you. See, the position I'm in is the point guard. I know I talk a little bit, but it's all in setup to get you guys going, right? You guys are the two guard. Damn, we just lost the caller. You guys are the two guards. You guys supposed to score. Call in and score. I'm pitching.
sexual intercourse with someone, usually you're trusting that they're being honest about their STD status. Unfortunately, there are people who aren't. Elizabeth Shores tells us about the practice and its potential consequences. As online dating trends have evolved, a phenomenon called tagging has emerged, when people infected with STDs sleep with others without divulging their positive status. Brittany says she's been a victim of tagging, and it's impacted her entire life.
I had no idea what was going on, and it was in the emergency room where he disclosed his status in front of a nurse to me.
What Brittany may not have realized, and what people in casual dating situations may not be aware of, is behaviors like tagging are a crime, and it can come from those you least suspect.
You can just go hurt people like this and then come home like it's normal. Most people like that they don't have monster tattooed across their face. Like, they aren't the unkind people, and that's what's scary.
Attorneys in the Bureau of Criminal Investigation in North Dakota say there are consequences beyond the physical for those who knowingly attempt to spread STDs like HIV. Attorney Philip Becker says offenders could potentially be charged with anything from a misdemeanor to a Class A felony. And whether the victim contracts the STD or not may not matter in getting someone off the hook legally. That was the case for one of Becker's defendants. And it may not matter whether the victim contracts the disease. What matters is the deliberate attempt to deceive for the purposes of sex.
The actual infection.
Wow. Heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. Who was the caller that we lost?
Shannon from Los Angeles.
Shannon from Los Angeles. Get back in here. You're valuable to me. Your insight, your perspective. Don't be afraid. Call us back. This is a direct invitation for you to come back in here. 1-800-920-1580. Before I move back over to Bumpy Johnson, who's going to break down his STD politics for, revealing his status or asking for the status of a potential significant other. I forgot, I have a relationship roundtable I'm doing tomorrow here in Los Angeles. All my Los Angelinos, Pasadena, Culver City, Inglewood, wherever you live, Long Beach, hey, Glendale, the Valley, wherever you live, please come join me. All right? It's real simple. I had a whole flyer and a website. I just can't seem to get it up here. No pun intended. Boom, boom. No, seriously. It's at a studio in Inglewood called One Stream TV. Okay? And I'm going to pull up the address for you so you guys can see. The address is, I just had it. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. The address is One Stream. Where's the street address? Come on, give me that street address. 740 Centinela Boulevard in Inglewood, California. Suite 201. Yep, it's upstairs. That's 740 Centinela Avenue. Excuse me, not Boulevard. 740 Centinela Avenue, Inglewood, California, 90302. The event starts at 7:30 p.m. Yo, come out, meet me. It's not expensive. You can pay at the door. It's going to be fresh. It's going to be fly. And this is a whole presentation that I'm doing. It's a relationship roundtable / mixer. So please come out. It's called the Pray That Got Away Relationship Roundtable with Zoe Williams, KBLA's own Zoe Williams. So you guys got to come out, participate. And don't worry, I'll mention it again before the end of the show. But back to my caller, Bumpy Johnson, which isn't his real name. Nazarene X, get back in here and give us your politics. How do you engage this most difficult conversation?
Man, look, first and foremost, just make sure that you're solid on your health tip. First and foremost, honest with yourself and what did I say, man? One cool thing, just depending on your style, like maybe start light and be like, yo, You ever had a kidney stone?
Oh. Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like if you ain't, you know, you start to calibrate things like you what life been taught you.
You ever have a kidney stone and ironically, it's genius. Have you ever had a kidney stone?
You know, and from there, we just get this exploring like, oh, how about pink eye? Chicken pox.
Yeah, that's good though. That's good.
Like, it's not too invasive, yet we getting parameters. Then our live would be like, you know, just joking, be like, yo, juices and berries. With enough juices and berries, you could pretty much cure anything. But
no, you know what's ironic about what you're bringing up? We live in this pseudo health, craze culture. Everybody's juicing and stretching, and will not have this conversation. You hear me? I want the avocado toast with the tomatoes and okay, avocado toast. Make sure we have some turmeric and some ginger, and don't forget. Yeah, okay, are we ever gonna get around to the real conversation? You really have to start juicing. I think you're about 10 to 12 pounds overweight. Just looking at you, you'd free up your knees if you would just lose 10 to 12 pounds. There was so much pressure would be off your hips. What kind of pressure has been on your hips? Let us know. No, I love this, man. Finish your thought.
I'm with you. I'm just saying it's definitely important to have an open line of communication and to be comfortable with, especially if you're engaging in, dialogue and getting to know someone new that said adult shenanigans may be in your foreseen future, what have you. Like, these are things to consider. This, instead of dancing around it, like, one way I look at it is, for various reasons, if I got to pull out, I ain't got no business going in there anyway.
Listen, I'm sorry. You giving good advice, and I can't refute any of the advice that you're giving. But something in my spirit, brother, is telling me if you, my nephew, you have dealt with situations in much the same way that I did when I was younger, right? You feel like a throw caution to the wind kind of guy. I've been that guy. So let's just be honest. Don't give me all the good advice. I want you to take some juice and berries. I want you to get it right. I don't want to hear it. Tell the truth about your politics.
The reality is, I don't know how much time we got to go through it, but even like you hear the advertisements for tests, like, and again, I'm saying all this with the utmost respect for the. Matter of fact, let me say a quick story. I have a
well, you gotta make it quick though, cause I got Shannon, I got Rogish. Come on, brother, you gotta make it quick.
I will put it this way: a condom ain't gonna protect you from the responsibility you have to maintain sound judgment in the first place. I wouldn't go risking it for a biscuit on anything.
Risking it for a biscuit? Hey, listen, the euphemisms are cute, but I know you sound risky. I know you own it. Listen, Andy is in here with me. We risky. Listen. Listen, I'm not trying to put you out there. I'm just simply saying, let's just be real about it. We risky. She fine. If she fine, she gorgeous, and you're getting rhythm. Let's just be honest. The majority of men are going to be like, mon frere, like, enchanté. Mon ami. We gonna be on it. Come on.
You right on that, but that's that OPT.
Now you in here talking like Principal Clark. You smoke crack, don't you?
Call me Batman.
Hey man, let me just say I appreciate you, brother, for giving us this topic. Thank you so much. You brought Atlanta in the building. When I come forward, I'm going to talk to Shannon out of Los Angeles and Rogish out of Dallas, Texas. If you want to join the conversation, all you got to do is call me 1-800-920-1580. You smoke crack, don't you? Come on, y'all. What up, John Gilbreth? And Zinga, thank you for the super chat. You took us to $2.98. We got Nzinga and Ashley on the Cash App. I'm so appreciative. John Gilbreth is one of our favorites. He just jumped in here. Let's see. If you're enjoying the content so far, you can support the show by hitting Zoe's Cash App. $sign Zoet Natter Cash App. Or the super chat. It's the $sign at the bottom of the chat. Nzinga. Brother Gilbreth. What up, man? Now, tomorrow, I got to get up early tomorrow. We got another basketball game. I'm going to be up at like 4. Gotta watch it. Paprika on the poom ain't it. Onion powder on the peen. Listen, I don't know. You know, every now and again, I jump in and see something, and I'm like, where am I? Nikisha, okay. Hey, have you guys heard the playlist? Are you guys listening to the playlist? Mr. Rogish Neighborhood, thank you, brother. You just took us to 498. I appreciate it. Thank you. If this isn't the sexiest playlist, come on. Yeah, that would be going too far. Giving me something.
another Friday night. If you were to try to summarize the work that I do, it's big picture to really help people understand complex trauma in detail, where it comes from and how it affects their life. But a key component in understanding that is to understand the shame piece. And that's been a big part of what my work has been about, is helping people understand that the major issue coming out of complex trauma is it shapes our identity negatively, and we call it shame, and that affects every aspect of life. And one of the things that we realize is that complex trauma mainly takes place within the family, but it's also influenced by the culture. The culture can create complex trauma as well. And so what I want to do this evening is to look at shame cultures. Well, a lot of people are going to get nervous and think I'm just going to blast other cultures. So let me begin by really saying this, that over the last 30 years, I have spent much of my time deconstructing Western culture and pointing out what is unhealthy in Western culture. And so by me pointing out what is unhealthy in other cultures, it's not me saying Western culture is perfect, other cultures are unhealthy. This is me saying if we're going to get healthy as people, we have to deconstruct our culture. And so I've deconstructed Western culture.
Western culture is sick. Krishnamurti told you that. The stigma surrounding STDs often evokes shame, fear, and misunderstanding, particularly when explored through the lens of attachment theory and trauma bonding. On this show, we're trying to unravel the intricacies of STD politics, challenging both socially imposed norms around monogamy and the ethical considerations surrounding honesty and responsibility within intimate relationships, integrating the insights of course, Krishnamurti, Dr. David R. Hawkins, Patrick Carnes, and others. We are trying to critically examine, with a little humor sprinkled in, the moral, ethical, and psychological dimensions of STD politics, alongside the attachment wounds that can exacerbate these relational challenges. It's gonna be tough, but we're going to have the conversation. We got callers on the line. I want to get everybody in. Shannon from Los Angeles, it's your time to shine. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
So I think it's a great topic. As I made a note earlier in YouTube, I think I was saying I'm in healthcare. I have been since the age of 16, and I worked in women's healthcare primarily almost, I'll say 25 plus years. I'm not going to say the exact number. But that being said, I think it's important that people be as honest as they can. People are shameful about it, but you can't. I don't think that people have a mindset that every person that you slept with, you expose yourself to certain STDs, that therefore will expose other people to that. And they don't want to be honest enough to say that. I don't want anything. So for me, I'm going to talk about it very openly. I'm a Cedars employee, so I will log into my account so that my partner can see what my STD screenings or STI screenings are. I think it's majorly important, but some people are afraid of that for whatever reason. For me, it's morally, just not the right thing to do to give someone something knowing that you are in that position. So I think we have to have responsibilities to ourselves and to other people. But to that, I will also say when I was younger, 17, 18 years old and out there, I was out there, not sleeping with a whole lot of people, but, exposing myself by kissing and, doing different things. And so that being said, I could have exposed myself not knowing, you know what I mean? And luckily I was not in that number of anything that happened, so that's a blessing. But I think it's important that people be honest enough to talk about it. So not cool.
Let me just ask this quick question. Like, if you're dating somebody, do you broach the conversation? Like, or do you wait until or you follow the man's lead, or are you like, no, let me make sure I'm good in this situation because I like him. So let me ask these questions. So do you start the conversation? And if you do, what does that look like? Try it out on me.
Yeah. I would say, and I have said, I'm definitely feeling you. And so if it goes there with us, because things can slip up and happen, I want you to know that I'm, clear with my STD testings. I have them every 6 months. I can log in right now. What's your situation?
I just had mine done 3 months ago, and I'm all clear.
Okay, but I want to see your results. See, I can log into my account.
Look at my face. I wish y'all could see my. You want to see them? Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. No, seriously. She's asking the right question, though. Because if you have gotten them done, they do have them on file. You can get a copy, and they'll be online as well, that you can access these things. So you can actually show her. So a lot of people, when you get the runaround, hold on a second. Let me go upstairs. I think I left it in the glove compartment in my closet. Wait, you got a glove compartment in your closet, brother? Yeah. Hey, listen, Shannon, you made it fire tonight. I appreciate you bringing Los Angeles in the building. You got a seat at the table. Anytime you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm talking to my brother, Rogish from Dallas, Texas. Let's get it. You know what? I think I left my results down at the foundry. See, what had happened was I was driving a forklift. One of the gaskets, there's a dual gasket setup in the forklift. One of the gaskets got disconnected, popped loose. All the oil inside the mechanism that control the needless to say, I left my results in my locker down at the foundry.
What worked for me was
What?
when I just got tested, I'm clean. You feel me? I'm ready to celebrate. I'm ready to turn up. I would kind of like announce it and like it was a celebration.
That's how you do it.
Happy as hell. And all of a sudden, like, I'm gonna go get tested too. Andy clean.
Andy said he announced it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm all good. Everything clear over here. What we not gonna do? Here we go. Come on, y'all, call in. Y'all calling or not? Shannon had a great call. That was good. Niggas get a clean test and go raw that night. Heru busy.
You can get your COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider in book at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580. The station leading the way with exclusive interviews, stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens.
Shannon, always enjoy your show. Thank you. You should come out to my relationship roundtable tomorrow. It's going to be fly. You should come out, Shannon. It's gonna be fly.
Your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your soulmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff? The child wasn't here, and you still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How is that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I was like, this gonna be rolled down.
Can somebody put the link?
Trail has been
Oh, there's the link.
How does he maintain his
Oh, I'm sorry. If you got to take care of mom, I totally understand.
How do you make women so well?
So William, reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
Hey
Hey guys, I'm Heidi Preeb. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. Today we are talking about a topic that I have been wanting to make a video on forever. This topic is absolutely instrumental in the process of healing from any type of attachment wounding, from complex trauma, or from essentially any early core wound that kicked us off of our own teams in life and held us back from being able to value ourselves as individuals who are just as important as anybody else on this earth. So this topic is the topic of toxic shame. Before we get started, I want to make a couple things clear. I definitely did not invent this term. I didn't even come close to inventing this term. This term has been around for a very long time. I'm actually not sure who the first person who proposed it was. However, someone who has written extensively on the topic of toxic shame is John Bradshaw, who is a brilliant and tragically deceased psychologist, as well as Pete Walker, who I've referenced many times in these videos, particularly related to his work on complex PTSD. But both of these men I'm going to draw heavily from the works of throughout this video. So much of what I say here is going to be an adaptation and expansion on the material of John Bradshaw, particularly from his book, Healing the Shame That Binds You. I will put a link to this book in the description of this video. I cannot recommend it heavily enough. It is such a wonderful, compassionate, comprehensive view of this topic, and I cannot imagine having navigated the last couple years of my attachment healing journey without having read it. So, with all of that being said, let's get into it. What is toxic shame? How does it show up, and how can we begin combating it if we recognize that it's something we are struggling with? The first thing I want to get clear on is that shame in appropriate doses is actually a very healthy thing that can help us learn our limits in the world. So when we overindulge, when we act in a way that infringes on other people's boundaries, shame can come in to let us know, hey, you overstepped in a particular area. You went too far with something you were doing. In some capacity, you were behaving in a way that was out of integrity with yourself. So this is what I'm going to call healthy shame. Toxic shame is different than healthy shame. Toxic shame is the feeling that you do not have any sense of integrity to begin with. So toxic shame is the belief that something about us is corrupt, rotten, broken, dirty, or wrong at our absolute core. When someone with healthy self-esteem makes a mistake or goes past their limits, they feel healthy and appropriate shame. When someone who is, as John Bradshaw would call it, shame-bound in their identity, someone who is bound by toxic shame when they make a mistake or go past their own or someone else's limits, becomes overwhelmed with the feeling, I am a mistake. I am worthless, disgusting, whatever it is that you internalized about yourself at a very young age that became the core of your identity. So the shame-bound person believes not, I have temporarily fallen out of integrity with myself. They believe I have temporarily let the social mask that I wear in the world to prevent other people from noticing that I don't have any worth or integrity at my core slip. And now I'm just petrified that somebody...
Gosh, goodness gracious. You already know shame is everywhere. We use shame. And I part of me agrees with her, part of me disagrees. We shouldn't use the term shame. I'm sorry. Say remorse. Right? Shame is there's healthy. There's no healthy shame. I understand how she's using it, but she could use a better word. Go get a thesaurus. Find another word to use. Say remorse, regret. But healthy shame, that's oxymoronic. Right? I'm sorry. Shame is a very low level of consciousness, and you shouldn't have to feel shame to snap you back into consideration of others, right? You shouldn't have to feel shame. You can feel remorse. You can feel regret. But shame, that's a bit too far. We live in a shame-based society, right? This was making me think, like, as I was listening to that and, pontificating in my mind, pondering over this whole topic, how many people in all of these sex cases and trafficking and all, how many sexually transmitted diseases are being spread? I mean, are they screening for that? Like, what is going, like, what is happening? I'm really afraid. Because let's go even deeper. Over the past year, we've been really, for 2024, for sure, we've been deconstructing narcissism, codependence, attachment theory. Like, we've been really stripping this thing down to the bone. So now we're talking about STD politics and how to sit down and have a meaningful, straightforward, honest discussion. And people have a difficult time even talking, right? Just even talking about anything. It doesn't even have to be about your STD status. It could be about your, deep-seated issues, your internal wounds, your childhood trauma, your relationship with your mother and father, your previous relationship, right? Difficult time having real conversations. But this might be one of the realest conversations any relationship has to endure, right? Can the avoidance of STD conversations in relationship be linked to avoidant attachment styles? And how does this reflect deeper intimacy fears? In relationships where STDs are present, does the anxious attachment style exacerbate feelings of rejection, shame, and worthlessness? Ugh. Does the diagnosis of an STD serve as a triggering event that mirrors childhood attachment wounds? And how might couples use this as an opportunity for healing through psychotherapy? These are heavy questions. I don't expect you to have these questions. I sat in a cigar lounge all day long pining over these questions. So listen, I don't expect you to have them, but I created them so you can get out there and have the discussion, right? You hear me say it at the end of every show. I start the discussion. It's up to you to finish it. In what ways does the narrative around clean versus dirty sexual health reflect the projections of insecure attachment styles onto intimate relationships? It was close to all day. Maybe not all day. Maybe a third of the day. Part of the day. Maybe 2 hours. Can the presence of an STD in a relationship serve as a catalyst for the partners to explore their own attachment wounds and healing, as suggested by therapists like Babette Rothschild? Cleanliness is good. A dirty test means you dirty. Ugh. The stigma surrounding STDs, like I said, it invokes shame, fear, and misunderstanding, right? People are afraid to really talk. One of the most contentious issues in the politics of STDs is the question of responsibility. Should an STD be considered a deal breaker in relationships? This is where the teachings of spiritual figures, my favorites, they might be able to offer some profound insight, right? They emphasize the importance of compassion and mindfulness and navigating difficult interpersonal situations. An STD, rather than being seen as a source of shame or blame, can become an opportunity for partners to engage in radical honesty, responsibility, and healing. As Deepak Chopra would argue, the body and its conditions, including STDs, reflect deeper emotional and spiritual states that demand introspection rather than judgment. But I push back, Deepak. You dealing with unhealed people. If this happens to unhealed people, you know what's going to happen. They're going to burn your car. They're going to destroy everything. I got callers. I want to get them in here. My brother Rogish, Dallas, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
It's very interesting. In 10 years of marriage, never caught nothing, didn't give her nothing. I assumed that she was faithful as I was, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after divorce, you see it, you get back in the game, and it's like, damn, everybody's doing everybody. So my question was, how would you know if someone really truly has something unless you was already in a relationship with them? If everybody's doing everybody as the norm, be it the bump or the burn is what you would see.
The bump or the burn, boy. If I had I'd throw this cell phone across the bump or the burn. Don't do it. Lord, play Usher, Let It Burn. Listen, what in the world? Listen, bro. Like, here's the thing. Like, let me give you something personal. Girl tried to reach out to me, asking like, "Hey, can we like figure out our situation again? Can we get back together?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm open to the prospect of it." I was like, "Yo, so are you seeing anybody?" Well, what does that matter? Why does that matter? I said, "Well, it's kind of contradictory. If you come to me and ask to kind of pull this thing back together, not that you can't see somebody else, but that's going to tell me what I need to know with regards to how serious you are moving forward. And if you're splitting your time with somebody else, how do you have the emotional, physical, psychological resources to rebuild this thing? And if you got down with the new guy or the current guy the way you got down with me, who's to say you're not coming back as a Trojan horse? Does that? So it's like, and then if you have these conversations, it's almost like you don't get to ask me nothing. Wait a minute, hold on. What do you mean? Back in the day, in my generation, my mama and auntie and them would say things like, "Where you been? You got to tell me where you been. I don't know where you been. So explain yourself. Where have you been?" Mama knew. I done seen my mama tell one of her boyfriends, "Where you been?" And that meant I seen it. Where you been? You can't just be out anywhere doing anything and then come back, because I'ma hit you with the "where you been." You understand?
No time counting allowed, right?
And what's crazy is that's seen as aggressive, and you're intrusive, and no, you coming to me talking about let's rebuild something, and I say, "Where you been? We good." If you say I've been with Thorogood, Rufus, D'Artagnan, I've been I've been with Conyers, Cleophas. if you Curtis, Benjamin, I've been with Rutherford. If you tell me, you understand? If you tell me you've been with somebody, I'm gonna go, cool. Now I'm gonna ask more questions. How were you with them? And if you serious about building something with me, why would that be an intrusive question? We fooled around a little bit, and all we did was kiss. Oh, okay, cool. Well, we fooled around a little bit, and I gave him, what's another word for it for radio? What can I say? Not vaginally, but orally. There it is. I gave him oral. Right. We did each other. Okay, cool. Now we getting into murky territory when y'all did that. Cause see, let me know where you been. You got to ask, where you been? You understand? They in the chat room going crazy over this right now. But what are your politics, brother? Like, how do you step into the situation and what do you ask? The first thing you ask.
Well, if she's ever had one, and what was it and when was it? And let me know mine. I'm talking about. I've been burnt one time, and that was by the first of two pilgrim chicks that I was with. So.
Wow. Man, Rogish, let me just tell you, brother, I appreciate you, man. You already know what you did. You brought Dallas, Texas in the building. I love your transparency. Thank you for the phone call. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going to talk to my brother. You already know, JW from South Central. Got a word. Let's go. People do be having doo-doo mouth. Nigga said doo-doo mouth. Oh, Christ. Doo-doo mouth? Why y'all scared to call in? What's going on? They are going crazy in the chat, and it's my fault. I'm going to tell you why it's my fault, Nzinga. Because when I get silly, they really get silly. They be silly anyway, but when I get silly, that's when they go, oh, shit, we can all act a fool. They got to throw the tongue scraper, see? They going in. They talk about this every night? Really? I be missing everything. Last show of the week, guys. I hope some of you guys were able to hit the Cash App. I'd appreciate it if you could. We got 26. I don't know why the numbers keep fluctuating. Some people are in here, some people are out. A reset. Don't be afraid. Thank you, John.
What if you realize you do have an STD? How do you go about telling your partner and revealing your status?
Right. So, across the board, STDs will have different implications for your lifestyle. And I think it is very important to know that the stigmas around sex and the stigmas around STDs make it very difficult for people to talk about their status, to share their status, and to accept another person's status, because we've really blown it up into something that's like a lot worse than eating yourself into type 2 diabetes.
It's just like any other.
It's just like
infection.
Honestly, like people go like, it's a bad, you made bad, evil choices. Well, I feel like a bad choice is working yourself to a stress standstill and into hypertension and a stroke. I think that's a bad life choice.
Yeah.
And sometimes people make mistakes. And I think the other thing that's enormously important to realize is that there are a lot of people, women especially, who do not have control over their sexual health. They don't get to make choices about whether a condom is used or a female condom is used, or whether they don't even want to have sex. And so they suffer very badly when it comes to STDs. And so when we start looking at how to talk about it and kind of sitting down with your partner, we first need to normalize the idea that an STD is not some sort of crazy other disease that is any worse than any other lifestyle disease that we get, and that there are ways of managing every single STD there is, and managing it well. And so if you are given the information that you have an STD, I think it is worthwhile to have as much information as possible. It is worthwhile to take your time about it and to include someone else in the conversation if you can't have it. If you need to tell someone that you are HIV positive or any other STD that you don't feel comfortable telling your partner, use the resources available. If that means you need to go to a GP or to a clinic or to a counselor to help you mediate that conversation, then by all means, the resources are there for it. And the other thing is to, I suppose, to make some space for the fact that there will be a reaction, and that the other person is allowed their reaction, and that you are allowed your reaction as well.
Very intimate and interesting. Intimate, no pun intended. That she was talking about something really deep, man. It's heavy. Ultimately, the politics of STDs within intimate relationships challenge us to confront our deepest fears and insecurities. Whether in the context of monogamy or more spiritually conscious relationships, the presence of an STD becomes a mirror reflecting the complex interplay of trust, attachment, and vulnerability. In this light, the burning bush of STDs and its politics offers not only a lesson in sexual ethics, but also an invitation to a greater spiritual understanding and emotional transparency. This is all very hard when it comes out of the blue and nobody told you. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody revealed what was happening. Now, before I move forward here, there's websites for people who have STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. One of them is called positivesingles.com. This is a place that is stigma-free for people to go on social media and date people, that are also positive with regard to their STD status. Positive Singles is a friendship, social, and dating website that specifically caters to people who are living with sexually transmitted diseases. Its services are mainly provided in North America and Europe. This website was established in 2001. So, and then there's another one called Herpes Date. There are a lot of them out there. I just wanted to provide some resources. Listen, it's about having open dialogue, man. We're the most judgmental country in the world, I believe, because we're so diverse diverse beliefs and opinions and assumptions, and then you throw in the wounds, you throw in ageism, racism, sexism, and classism, and really we don't we're people that really, I'm talking about American society, we really don't agree with nothing. We arguing with everything. So I want to have these kind of conversations where you feel safe enough to talk about it and share. JW from South Central, get in here. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, how you doing, my brother?
Yes.
Just to go back to when you were talking about when we all were young, and reckless. Of course, we all been there, as well as myself. I can recall back in the day as a youth, teenager, having gone there at least twice, was shocked. Even crabs. But I seen it as a youth thing, being irresponsible, foolish, reckless. But like I mentioned in the past on your show about how pain is a good teacher, it was painful for me, or shameful as well. And I don't know how you feel about shame and use a different word, and I would add the word guilt along with, remorse. But I even see myself going through phases throughout life where, as I got older and was active, sexually active, went to clinics and feeling self-conscious. I've been here
Wait,
too many times.
wait, JW, stay with me, man. I love it when you call because you be giving us some real good stories. We just got to give you space to do it. When I come forward, I'm going to give JW the space he needs to finish his thought because he was cooking.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
On a repeat with four things you should know from BIU News. Beyonce will reportedly be showing her support for Vice President Harris at a rally in Texas tomorrow. The Washington Post reports that superstar singer-songwriter will appear with Harris at the campaign event in Houston. Former President Donald Trump says he would fire the special counsel that has indicted him on multiple criminal charges if elected. The Republican presidential nominee told radio host Stu Hewitt that it would be an easy decision to fire Jack Smith. Trump said he would do it within 2 seconds. Smith was made special counsel.
Thank you guys for the super chats. You guys took us to $23.77. I appreciate it. Yes, that was Computer Love by Roger and Zap. Thank you guys. Again, if you want to support on my Cash App, my Cash App is $Zoe What Netter. $Zoe What Netter, or you could hit the super chat down at the bottom of the channel. We appreciate everybody who is able to do so, and we are greatly appreciative for everybody who actually did it. I thank you guys so much.
COVID-19 shot when getting your flu shot if you're due for both, as recommended by the CDC. Ask your healthcare provider and click at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram at KBLA 1580. The station leading the way with exclusive interviews, stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs. Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. Keep following the leader.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, just call 687-246-9655 to get free from the IRS once and for all.
Keep your bank accounts in current assets secure. Tax closure is just make yours.
All the things 2024 Truck Season Radio 30, code GWMR 0294000.
This truck season, think about all the things you can do in a Chevy truck. You'll be able to, or you can even just, with impressive towing, incredible bed and tailgate functionality, and multiple powertrains, Chevy trucks have what you need to get things done. When you want to do it all, Chevy's got you. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Halloween's coming alive at Target. Jackie and Gordy, the jack-o'-lanterns, here with a front porch view of Target's Halloween deals, like 20% off costumes with Target Circle. We're talking rock stars, witches, princesses.
Ooh, you know, I think I look good with a cape.
I think so too, Gordy. Plus, one of the 20% off candy.
Now that's how you get words.
This week only, save 20% on costumes with Target Circle and 20% off candy. Make your Halloween fun.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40
Live in a minute.
The California Crusader
Yes, sir.
is a multicultural, black-owned, and dedicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to people in our community. We're constantly looking for nightclubs and shops. We provide one-page effectively to promote your business with our regional and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper community share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe.
Listening to the voice of reason and joy with Freedom and No Plan, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in. I keep getting this question, and I was in the inbox today and got this question. It says, "Good evening. Hope you and your family are doing well. I enjoy your advice, the varied topics, and honesty from a man's perspective. If able to, please discuss your perspective of dating relationships while living with STDs. When do you think is the right time to alert a partner? How to deal with rejection? Can a man see this kind of situation in his future? Would like to hear your real talk on this issue. Background, over 50 years old, divorced for 20 years, haven't remarried yet, and have adult children. I contracted genital herpes from ex-husband. Yes, I've dated, but never a long-term relationship. Thanks for taking the time to read my email. Signed, Anonymous." Now, first thing I'll say, we do have coaches that specialize in this on mymentor.life. So that's www.mymentor.life. And when you click find a coach, then you can select, click the filter and click on the subjects or topics, and you can select herpes. And we have some coaches that coach on this topic. Obviously, they coach on the topic because they contracted the virus and then started to live and flourish and want to help others. Now, I keep getting.
I like that for Tony Gaskins. I think that that was awesome that he provides that service on his website. That was cold blooded. That's why I played the video. I like that. I think that was cool. Now, let me just do this because I got JW on the line and I want to get to him. But don't forget, if you're in Los Angeles tomorrow night, you got nothing to do, come see your brother Zoe Williams. I'll be at 740 Centinela Ave in Inglewood, California, 90302. I will be there from 7:30 till around 10:30. I'm doing a relationship roundtable. Of course, I'm gonna have some special guests, some folks. You guys can walk up and get a ticket. It's not expensive. It's gonna be nice though. 740 Centinela Avenue, 7:30 p.m. That's 740 Centinela Avenue, Inglewood, California, 90302. I'll be there at 7:30. It's on the second floor. I think it's by that place called Wingopolis. People be going over there to get them chicken wings. I'll be there tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. I'm doing a relationship roundtable called The Pray That Got Away. It is a relationship roundtable as well as social mixer. It's going to be really, really cool. So I want you guys to participate. Come see your brother if you're in the Los Angeles area, not too busy. Now let me get back to my good friend JW from South Central Los Angeles. JW, you can definitely finish your thought right now.
Yeah, Andy's cold, man, fan Rick James. Yeah, so I come from that environment, or back in the day, I was part of that environment. And, you know, I can recollect or recall when I used to carry the rubbers in my wallet. You know how we get that.
I remember the rubbers in the wallet days. That was a wonderful time.
Yeah, man. But the reckless part of me is I might want to take it off or whatever. But so that's how I wound up at these clinics and caught what I caught. But you know, moving fast forward, the point is, you know, pain and shame or whatever, guilt or remorse, it made me grow and evolve and be more selective. And I remember changing where I don't care how fine and how good she looked, somebody else been up in there.
Ooh.
And I want to go up in her. Or if I was digging her, many other guys before me was digging her. Pardon the pun. And it made me think, okay, I got to be more cautious and more selective. And I pride myself on being selective, but I got caught up. But so anyway, I grew and matured and aged, and time went by. And fast forward to you made the reference to chlamydia and two people that are in a monogamous relationship married. Yeah, you can get chlamydia if you never went outside your relationship, because I have a large prostate gland, and I realized just dealing with what I dealt with, being vague, how I phrase that, I got committed a couple of times, and I've seen myself in these clinics again. I'm self-conscious. And this is why I went from one to the other. And
Come on, J-Dub, land the plane. Land the plane. I'm listening. Come on.
okay, here's the plane about to land.
Mm.
I wouldn't care if a person has whatever they have. If a woman or that particular person has some equality in worth and value and they're worth taking that risk or chance, whatever they have, you should connect and be with them in spite of whatever faults or flaws or luggage or baggage or whatever dysfunction they have, because we're all human and we got to accept people for who they are. How about that?
I can live with what you're saying, JW. We appreciate the phone call. You brought South Central Los Angeles in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I get the kumbaya, and I accept you and love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, I love. But if you lie about it, now we got an issue. If you never reveal what needs to be revealed, that's an integrity piece on your side, right? Just like if a guy let me tell you a real problem that many men struggle with. Many men really have a very low expectation of finding the one. I think women look for the one. Men just be like, man, she can be cool. You know what I'm saying? She can just be cool, right? So we're not looking for like, hey, Supergirl. No, she just gotta be cool. I don't want no drama. I don't want no stress. You come in my house, you respect my stuff. You love on me. We good. I love her. That's it. Let me just. But listen, when I had something really, I'm gonna wait because Mimi is on the line, and I want to bring Mimi in, and I want to give her some space and some grace. I'm gonna talk about what I was talking about on the other side of Mimi. When we come forward, we're going to Jacksonville, Florida. Our good friend Mimi is gonna tell us something.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
To help combat climate change, LAD.
Ooh. Now, what was I saying? I'll tell y'all. What was I saying? Y'all frame up what I was saying. What was I saying so you guys can understand, so I can be sparked again? Because I lost it. I was saying something. What up, Carlton? JW, great call. Jack is nuts. What? Whoa. Hypergamy side of the game. I was talking about something. If you lie, we got a problem. So, yeah. So, the thing that I've encountered, right? If you lie, we got a problem. Sometimes, regardless of the status or the status of the girl, she could be bad as hell, she could be smart as hell, she could be well raised, whatever. If she conceals something like that, it really speaks to her level of integrity, right? And the way society is set up, or the way it looks, is that men are the only ones who are supposed to have integrity. I literally had a woman tell me, she was telling me something, and I said, wait a minute, you didn't say that before. That's a contradiction. You're changing. Wait a minute, hold on. Let's say it again. And she goes, I'm a woman. I'm a woman. You're a man. Okay, you're making more sense. Yes, it was a contradiction. I said, what? Wait a minute, hold on. Do you see what I'm saying? This entire conversation is very, what are y'all talking about? Dead ass. Like, I basically said, I caught you in a lie. And it was like, well, I'm a woman. I be lying. Yeah. You're a man. Y'all logical. I said, wait, hold on. Early signs where you be like, oh no. Mm-mm. Oh, I'm back. Got cute bumps, but they still bumps though. That's just her, honey. Ladies and gentlemen, Zoe Williams' Midnight Groove before midnight. Yes. My playlist has always been my co host. And now we're coasting down the road, listening to the legendary sounds of Tina Turner. She wants to be your private dancer. Sing it for me, honey. Chabella. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Voice of Reason live on KBLA Talk 1580. We're on fire tonight. We've been crazy tonight. It was a very powerful topic. And I just love when sisters call in and brothers call in from all over the country. Uh, we got somebody from Jacksonville, Florida, Mimi, one of the legends, one of the family members. She calls in from all over from Jacksonville, Florida. You guys just had some very inclement weather, some bad weather down there. Am I correct?
It wasn't as bad as Tampa. We made out pretty good.
Well, that's good. I'm glad everything is good and safe with you down there. So, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
This is a great topic, and maybe you've touched on this already, but I just want to say I agree. Honesty is the best policy. I would like to discuss men that are still living on the down low, men that are with women, men, trans women, and just doing all kinds of things. And I know you're going to both sides this thing because that's what you do, and I'm good with that. But men and women, men are doing things, and
Men are doing things is diabolical. She said, men are doing things.
I didn't mean it like that, but some men are women, men, trans women, and it's the Eddie Winslow side of the game.
Ooh, you finna go after Eddie?
According to John.
Oh, but wait.
I love saying that in the chat, and it fits.
So wait, let me do this because you're 100% right. You're mentioning the down low, but I don't think the down low is just men. You know I'm gonna come here.
Right.
Do you know how many young sisters and women will or have dated bisexual men and then come back to heterosexual men?
Yes, but
So, and they kind of on the down low with that too, because a lot of women are not talking about that.
That's true, but men, y'all like that. You like that. It's like a fantasy of that girl on girl action. It's sexy.
No. I didn't say girl on girl. We said women are now dating bisexual men too, so it's starting to cross over.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing. It's a full circle down low movement. The question is, are you being transparent and open about your down low movement?
Exactly. So if a guy comes to me and say, "Look, I'm doing it all," I said, "I'm out. I can't because I just can't." I mean, I appreciate your honesty, but it's you're getting it from everybody, and it's all kinds of stuff going on, and that's just too much for me to handle. Maybe I'm just not grown enough to handle you being with everybody. Maybe I'm just not grown enough.
Well, let's just say this. If you did have a conversation like that and a person came out and said to you, I've been with this type of person, that type of person, this type of person, that type of person, this type of relationship, that type of relationship, and they were transparent before you guys got involved, they actually gave you the power to actually make your own choice. So that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in a situation where I didn't give a woman a choice.
I'm sure.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to offload a woman because I want another woman.
Offloading sounds very
It's listen, I'm gonna speak it straight.
okay.
And, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I got to get out of this situation because I really want this situation. And in the process of trying to get out of the situation, time elapses. You're still, kind of juggling, and you really want this other situation. When at the end of the day, what you find out is transparency, truth, honesty, integrity, self-discipline, self-awareness. All of that stuff matters more than you trying to create a soft landing for this situation and a new spark for the next one. You just got to be honest. And sometimes we learn these lessons the hard way. Somebody finds out about the offloading process. Somebody, you understand what I'm saying? You all be dreaming. Y'all see it in your dream. Oh, there he is. He with what's her name? See, it just happens. And I think all of that stuff could be circumvented if you just get used to having difficult conversations. But I do realize having a difficult conversation around STDs, around cheating, around monogamy, around anything relationship based, family issues, past childhood hurt, all that stuff will especially if you're wounded, you know what's going to happen? It's going to make you have this am I going to be rejected? Right? Is this not going to work? Is this relationship going to end? All of these rejection ideas start to come in play. And you really say, what? I'm not going to have this conversation. This is why people don't have tough conversations, because they think it'll lead to the end of the relationship. What are your thoughts?
I was just thinking that's great what you said, but I have a provocative question I want to ask.
Go ahead.
Do some men do that, what you were saying, offloading, because you just have to have something new with JJ? Is that what it is? I mean, something new and fresh and tight.
You want a real conversation with a real man? Let me tell you how it goes. Early on, I think early on, men are like, as much as I can get. As much as I can get. It's like coconut water. As much as I can get. You understand? Early on, right? But as we get older, as we age, we tend to look for quality over quantity. Right? And I'm just saying, and I'm saying in general, I'm not talking about most men or all men. I'm just speaking, in general. As men grow up, let me tell you how men grow up. Men grow up through broken hearts. When a man's heart is broken, that's when he begins to self-evaluate. That's when he begins to go, this is where I was a fool. This is where, my loneliness or my desperation caused me to choose poorly. I just wanted to be with somebody. When men start to go inside and start this introspective process, right? That's when we start to make better choices. But it's hard for us to go in when we're out in the world doing. But when your heart get broken, that's when men shut it down. We be like, oh, I didn't see that coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm amazing. Why wouldn't she like me? Why wouldn't she stay tapped in? How could she lose attraction to me? A lot of men are in that space because of being out in the world, winning and conquering. But the reality of it is, Man, until you start winning some internal wars as a man, all of the women in your life, because they are feminine, they are tapped into spirit, whether they want to be or not, they're going to sense your lack of experience with yourself. They might not be able to define it. They're going to be like, something's off with Buddy. And it's going to cause y'all to lose attraction. Because imagine being with the man who is not fully connected to himself, but you like him, you gave him a chance, and then coming in contact with one of his friends who is. The energy in and of itself is going to feel, you're going to be like, what in the Sam hell kind of dude is this? What do I have with me? Do you understand what I'm saying? So again, that comes from self victories. And self victories comes from self-realization. Self-realization comes from failing. That's when we get into introspection. You see? So early on for men, we like, yeah, what's happening, baby? Let me get it. We do. But as we've been broken down a few times, we start to realize, quality over quantity, meaning over just movement. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Hey, guess what? I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for calling in. You made this an amazing show. Listen, I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I started the conversation. I'm not trying to be right. I'm just trying to be aligned. Listen, if you want some more of this, come see me tomorrow, 740 Centinela Avenue, Suite 201, Inglewood, California, 90302, 7:30 p.m. I'll be there. Get at your brother. I'll see y'all next week with some more slappers. Deuces. Great question, Mimi. Mimi hit me with the question. Mimi said, I got some questions for you, buddy. Okay, Mimi. Great show tonight. Zoe Williams is up out of here. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gone. And Dizzle. Holla at you, pimp. Yes, sir. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm out. Deuces.